talk on the mirror without talking to
Good
me?
morning. Happy Monday, Facebook. As I touched on last night and the title of the video, we're going to talk about some of the back to basics with the Botanical Foundation by Limelight. And hi, Gina. Thank you for hopping on. I have my kiddos running around. We'll see how long Henry lasts. And Adeline is helping me by handing me all of my products. So,
Bunny.
oh, excuse me, Bunny is helping. Would you like to introduce Bunny? Sure. Fancy Bunny. She is my helper of the day. All right. And Adeline is my helper today. So, I guess the start to any good foundation application is where you're starting with your canvas. So we need to make sure that we have our face moisturized and primed. And currently my favorite moisturizer is the Cool Down that we have. It's actually part of our men's line, but it smells amazing. It's rosemary and bergamot, I think. And it's a nice creamy consistency, but it's not as thick as some of our more hydrating lotions because I am a bit oily in my T-zone. So for my morning lotion, that's my go-to right now. But anyway, so we're going to start with, can I have the primer, please? Priming our face. Sorry, my helper. We're going to start with priming our face, and Limelight has a spray primer. I spray all over a couple spots, and then I have large pores here in this area, so I take my blender full and give it a spray or two and just kind of tap in there. Now, there is no scientific proof that this helps. This is just kind of my way of doing things, I guess you can say. And I find it works best. It works really good for me, and my foundation stays on, and these pores can't be seen as much, and I don't get as oily throughout the day. Another tip that I recently found from another beauty guide, which I thought was kind of genius, is if you have oil-prone skin to... Adeline, can you just hand it to me instead of Bunny? Her hands aren't working so well. Okay. Is to, before you put on your foundation, to start with a little bit of your pressed powder. So our powder is translucent. So that's Henry. He's excited about that. So I just start where I'm oily. So it's my nose and down my cheek for me. So I start and do a little tap of that before I apply my foundation. She had no science, again, of why it worked, but I tried it out yesterday and it did work really well, so I'm going to stick with it and say it's a win for us oily girls. All right, so can you hand me the foundation, please? It's this one. All right. This is my personal, sorry, it's probably, I did not clean that up at all. Not the prettiest, but hey, this is real life, right? This is our foundation palette. One foundation, concealer 3 and concealer 0 are my go-tos. Our wax and concealers are, not our wax, our foundations and concealers are wax base. So, and they're 50% pigmented. So with the wax base, it just means it's gonna create kind of a coating on top of your skin. So it's not gonna seep down into your skin. So it's great for anyone that's acne prone. It will stay out of the pores and keep from causing more damage and more acne problems. Think about whenever you go to get your nails done and you dip into that paraffin, how it just kind of, makes like a glove on your hands or feet. That's kind of what this wax-based foundation does for your skin. It just sits on the top layer instead of going deep down. And with the 50% pigmented, it just means that we need so little of our product. Our product goes a long way. I've had this palette, I don't know if you can see how much it's gone, since the beginning of July. And there's still good months left in this. I don't wear foundation every day, but I do most of the week. So that shows you how long it goes. But with the... So if you go to like Ulta or Sephora, the next closest thing I believe is between 18 to 23% pigmented. So this is just a highly pigmented foundation. And this is a random tidbit, I'm a facts junkie. But we have a foundation that's called Porcelain, and it, Alcon, or RCMA makes it, who makes our foundation. It was created for Leia on one of the Star Wars movies. So that whole white out look. So professional grade products, random fact of the day. But anyway, I'll stop rambling and get on with this so we can go. Foundation, I literally do like half a turn. I just kind of dap into it to get some on. Henry's clapping, he likes that. To get some on my sponge. Oh, I forgot to say, I start with the wet sponge. So you can use a dry sponge. There's no rules out there, but with a drier sponge, you're going to get a heavier application. And when you put too much foundation on, it does cause your face to overproduce oils, as well as if you don't moisturize before you put foundation on, you will overproduce oil. So I do wet and then squeeze out my blender full or any beauty sponge, and it'll keep the sponge from soaking up so much of your product and also give you kind of more of a silky application. So here I am with my first, that's probably about as much product as I'm going to use. And I start from the outside and work my way into my T-zone, because I am oily there, and the more product that's there, as I said earlier, the oilier you'll get. But with this sponge, you do just want to press and twist. So you're kind of putting the foundation, you're pushing it into your skin. I'm going to use my mirror up here so that I can see what I'm doing. Actually, it's hard to see in the phone. So, and I'll just go back and tap in. I'm not twisting, I'm not turning, I'm just doing a little light tap to get a bit more product on. Light tap, yep. So with this, you also don't want to start with too much. You can always, Henry is playing with my my Yeti cup, so it's real loud back there. You can always start with less and build to more. So you want to start with your light coat, and then after you've got it on, this might be weird, and once again, these are things that just work for me. Everyone's different. So, but I find that because it is a wax-based foundation and it warms up with your body temperature, once I put on my first, oh, I've already done my eye makeup, don't go there. Once I put on my first layer of foundation and kind of let it sit for a minute, I don't want to say evens itself out, but it I don't know, it thickens up, or it gives me more coverage without going back and constantly adding. So you want to get your first base on and then take a step back and see where you need to go back in and maybe touch up with some spots, which I will come in and touch up here. And I personally add concealer second, because you don't want to, you want to let the foundation do its job. You want to let it come in and cover your canvas before you're adding a bunch of product that you might not necessarily need, which is then going to turn it into that cakey look. So I drag it down my chin and up onto my ears just to give a seamless look where I don't have any lines. All right, and that God made him mad, guys. All right, so I do kind of try to stay away from my under eyes, because I do have one little line in there that product will settle in. So I don't go in there with a bunch of product. I just take my sponge after I've gotten a lot of the product off, and then I'll go in and tap in there just to make sure that there's no creases. No one wants help with their eye wrinkles. All right, so after my my first coat is on, I like to apply concealer with my fingers. I find that I do a better job, and I use my ring finger for my under eye. So I'll just tap into my Adeline, please don't spray that, okay? I'll tap into my concealer, and I don't know if you can see how much I have there, but it's just so minimal. You don't want to put too much of the product on, because then it will look cakey and get into your fine lines and cause you to produce oils. I think Adeline is priming Bunny's face over there. What bunny doesn't need a little makeup primer? Alright, you can just see how that kind of brightened my eye up a bit. Alright, and same thing, just a little dab, and then I'm just going to go in. My having children has left me with some nice dark circles under my eyes from hormone shifts that the Sotox has done wonders on, but the Concealer Zero does amazing work to help with the rest. All right, then I take, Adeline, do not put makeup on Bunny Bunny, stop. Bunny Bunny's getting some blush edition, and she's already pink. All right, so then I go in with my concealer, and I just dab and touch any spots that are bugging on me. So our concealer is water-based, so it will not sweat away, which is every girl's friend, right? So I have recently found out that I'm allergic to latex. I had a dental procedure done back in August, and had this random weird rash that has popped up around my chin here, and we are on week 3 of treatment, and hopefully it's going to be gone soon. It has been the bane of my existence for a while, but who knew I, at the age of 34, would find out I'm allergic to latex? But there you go. New things every day. All right. So that is about it with that. And then I am going to go ahead and finish off my look for the day because we are going to the Arboretum. School is out today, so we are going to go play and enjoy, I would say, our weather, but it's supposed to be 95 here today, so that's not too much of enjoyment. But before I set my foundation, I'm just going to finish out with a little bronzer. And I already have my eyes and eyebrows done from this morning. Adeline, do not put blush on Bunny Bunny, okay? All right. 4-year-olds, they love to play in Mama's makeup. So this is just a little highlighter that I'm adding now. It's so this is our perfect bronzer, and then our iridescent blush number 6. It's just a really pretty highlighter, and then something's happening back there. It's so sad. Guys, something's in the crib, and it's really funny because it's a baby doll crib. Oh my gosh, can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see him? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay, sorry, my enjoyment of the day. All right, so I'm going to, I'm a matte finish girl. I like a little glow, but I guess since I combat shine because of my oils, I want to start matte and then let the day's glow take over as it will. So I like to do a little setting spray, and then I will do my powders just to kind of matte it all back out. So this is our 16-hour setting spray. It helps reduce the line, hey Kelly, helps reduce the, I'm sorry, Jeannie, your comment just caught me off guard. I'm like, yes, we are 34. I see what you're saying though, and I like your thinking. Anyway, it helps set your foundation as well as reduce the signs of like your lines and wrinkles and whatnot. So I'm just gonna spray here. Guys, do not spray and talk. You will get it in your mouth. All right. So I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Henry wants my blender full. So sad. Here, take the bag. All right. Can you go find a bubble? The bubble? No. Okay. So I'm going to go right back in with my blender full. This is another tip that I have learned from some of the beauty guides here at Limelight, is to just take your damp blender full and tap it back into your powder, and then go in and set. Oh, big burp. I set my eyes and my nose and my chin. That's pretty much where I use my the translucent setting powder. And the reason the setting powder is so important with the wax-based foundation is because the wax-based foundation is buildable and movable, and it doesn't really have a drying time. So if you don't set it, your face can be shifting around all day. So and then once again, our foundations are 50% pigmented, so we don't need color. We don't need an additional color when we are adding a powder. And another little random fact, guys, I'm factoid girl of the day, is our translucent powder was created by a airbrush company. So it honestly does give you a beautiful airbrush kind of finish on top of your makeup if you're not a matte girl like me. If you're a glowy girl, you might just want to use very little. But anyway, that is, Henry got the blender full. Can you put it in the bag? Okay. Those are my foundation tips of the day. It can be a little, I guess there's a learning curve when moving from a liquid foundation or a powder foundation over to a wax foundation and a foundation that's so highly pigmented. You just want to remember that less is more. You can always add. So start with a little and then build up. And if you're having oil problems, we can always tackle it with, are you moisturizing before? Are we putting too much product on? The setting spray. And some exciting news is we have a new setting spray coming out. I believe it's this month or either early next month, but I'm pretty sure it's October. And it's called Oil Strike. And it will give you that matte finish as well as help control oils, which I'm really excited about, being an oily girl myself. So anyway, Henry's handing me things, so we are going to hop off. But if you have any questions about the Botanical Foundation or any of the steps I did today, just shoot me a PM on Facebook. You can always get up with me, and I will do my best to answer them or find some answers from the people that do know. But thanks for watching, and I will be back on sometime this week. Have a good week, guys.